Hey, welcome to my live today. Hey, Donzel, how are you doing? Welcome in. So, today we are going to be working on a scrunchy keychain. So, I had some people that wanted to do a sew along. So, they got the items that I listed in my video from Wednesday's post or Wednesday's tutorial. And so, we're going to do it live in action here today. So that's what we got going on. Welcome in. Just waiting for more people to come in and then we're going to get started. I got all my supplies here, everything ready. Hey, Stacy, how are you doing? So how is everybody's Sunday going? Hey, Karen, how are you? Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Merlinda, how you doing? So we're going to be doing the scrunchie keychains today. I got all my supplies and all that stuff here. Just waiting for a few people that requested this to come in and then we're going to get started. So how is everybody's Sunday? How's everybody doing today? Hey, Marshall, how are you? Welcome in, everybody. And I already have my other camera set up so you'll be able to see everything that I'm also doing at the sewing machine as well. So when I move over to the sewing machine, I'll switch the view so you'll be able to get the good full view of me stitching out the scrunchy part, well, the fabric part. Hey, Jennifer, how are you doing? Welcome in, everybody. And y'all bear with me because I switched my streaming software from StreamYard because their prices are ridiculous now. So I'm just kind of getting used to the software. So just work with me, okay? Hey, Up Designs, how are you doing? Thank you, Merlinda. Yes, welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining today. Can't wait to try this. Yeah, and it's very beginner friendly. I had some people ask me if I can make some more beginner friendly tutorials for people that just starting out sewing, just starting out with embroidery, things like that. So I've been trying to do more tutorials that are beginner friendly. And then I'll also be doing some more advanced tutorials as well. I'll still be doing tutorials on rhinestones and sublimation, just kind of mixing it up a little bit, doing some of my sewing design or sewing tutorials. Let's see. Sherelle, hey, first time in the chat. Welcome. Normally you're in the bushes. That's okay. That is okay. Thank you so much for joining today. Let's see. Miss Kim, what's up, friend? How are you? So we're going to be making the key fob wristlets today, or the scrunchy wristlets today, everybody. And so I made this one in my tutorial on Wednesday, and then this is another one that I made. I had made another one, and my daughter took it per usual. But yeah, so I love making these. These are really fun, cute. Use them as bag charms, use them for your keys, whatever you decide. I use them kind of for both. I have a couple on like my tote bag, and then I have one on one of my handbags as well. So these are really cute and simple. Once you get down the process, you can make these in like a good 15 minutes tops. And I'll go over all the supplies as well. Thank you so much, Kim. Hey, Shantae. How are you doing? Let's see. Just looking through the chat here. And again, y'all bear with me. I'm using a new streaming software. So I'm just kind of getting used to everything. I probably should have did a test live before this one, but we'll work through it. Yes, I really want to do the two-tone shirt. Oh, okay. I'll have to do a tutorial. Did I do a tutorial on that? I don't know. I think I did. If not, I'll do a updated tutorial on that. Um, yes, I really want to do the two-tone shirt, but I'm a baby beginner in sewing. That's okay. That's why I'm doing these beginner-friendly videos so you can get comfortable. And then we'll do some more advanced projects. I have like some handbags that I want to make. I want to show you how to make some tote bags. I don't have the bag in here, but there is this pyramid bag that I actually made some years back, and I posted in a Facebook group, and a few people want to do a stitch along or a sew along. So that's going to be another project that we're going to be doing as well. Tote bags, clothes. I'm going to show you how I make like leggings, sundresses, things like that using my own clothes, because I'm a person, I never got into buying patterns and using them. I use my own clothes and I create my own patterns. That's just how I've always done it. But yeah, and then the patterns, it just be too many pieces. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I just work with what I got. Let's see. Oh, Up Design's nice. A candle making event. Okay. I wish I would have caught that. Now, I haven't tried making candles. I definitely probably won't try making candles, but I definitely support anyone that's selling some good smelling candles. Merlinda, I am loving it. For one, I'm loving the price, because even on their, well, even with their free plan, you get an extra camera. So you don't have to necessarily upgrade. So you can get those different camera angles. And then they're, compared to StreamYard, their prices are more reasonable. They have a lot more features that I like. Like right now, there's a note section that I have that I can see, and I have my links there. So I can just copy and paste my links and put them into the chat, things like that. It's pretty much, it is similar, like the setup, the layout is similar to StreamYard. And I am now an affiliate with them. So if you use my link, you'll get a $10 credit. So you can try it for free. If you decide to upgrade to like their basic plan, which I want to say is $19 or $20, then you'll get some extra features. But I'm liking it so far, but mainly the price. I have no complaints at all. Okay, thank you, Shantae. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as StreamYard. It's just a couple things are in a couple different places. And the setup is when you're creating it, your actual live stream, it's a little bit different, but not much. I may have to do a tutorial just so you can kind of see how I set it up, but it's pretty simple. It's user friendly. Okay, I did see. Yeah, I'd just be making tutorials as I have ideas, or as you guys ask me, whether you email me or put it in the chat or a comment or in the Facebook group, I'll just make the video. So sometimes people ask me if I've made a certain video. I'm like, I don't even remember. So I just be trying to pump out the content for y'all. And we're going to get started on our keychain in a minute. I just want to go through the comments. You bought a serger? Did you get the brother? I think, what is it? The brother 1040 something. But yeah. But that's good that you got a serger and you have a sewing machine. So I mean, you got what you need to start making some nice projects. Just start small. Don't feel like you need to start off by making handbags unless you want to be a handbag maker. But don't feel like you need to go, to the extreme, especially as you're getting comfortable with your machine. Because it took me, I want to say, a month or two to really get comfortable with my Juki machine. Now I love it. Not that I didn't love it before, but now I kind of got my flow with it. But yeah, the serger is gonna come in handy. Definitely, especially if you want to make clothes and whatever you want to make. The serger will come in handy. Hey, pretty eyes, how are you? Okay, Shantae. Yeah, it's nice. You get that $10 credit, so you can try and upgrade. If you don't like it for whatever reason, I don't see why you wouldn't. If you like StreamYard, you'll like this. It's the same, but the price is different. That's all. Hey Sharon, how are you? Let's see here. All right. Let me remove this overlay here. Brother something. Yeah, I want to say 1084, 1064, 10 something X. I know exactly what you're talking about. I have the same one. But it's a good serger. I've had that serger for at least a good 12 years. No issues other than threading it. That's the pain. The cheat way to thread it, once you have it threaded and you want to switch out your colors, just cut it at the top, tie it in a really tight knot, and then run it through on like some scrap fabric, and it'll just run right through, so you don't have to go through that process of rethreading it. Because yeah, that's the only thing I do not like about the serger is threading it. I was considering getting that airflow, but I'm just like, there's really no reason. And normally I either use gray, black, or white serger thread. I keep it plain and simple. So I don't even change my serger thread that often unless I just absolutely have to. Oh, you just oiled your Juki too? Yeah, I did a deep clean on my Ricoma. I oiled my Juki. I actually cleaned in here. Like I had sequins, rhinestone flock dots all on the floor, like just in weird places. So yeah, I had to really get in here and do a deep clean. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. So today we're going to be doing the Scrunchie Keychains live. So I'm going to go ahead and get my iron plugged up, and we are going to get this party started. Let me get my phone out the way. And yeah, I'm drinking coffee at 5 o'clock in the evening because that's my business. Hey, Wanda, how are you doing? Thank you for joining the live. Welcome in, everybody that's just joining. So I'm gonna go ahead, oh yeah, plug this up so I can iron my fabric in half. And this step you don't necessarily have to do. You can use some wonder clips and just fold your fabric, line it up and clip it, or you can use some pins and just pin it down. I just like to, especially with cotton fabric, I like to just use my iron on it and then just take it right to the machine, and I don't have to use any clips or any pins. But if you prefer to just clip it, do that. Do what makes you comfortable. Oh, you're in your patch error. I know. It's like, yeah, I know what you're saying, because it shifts for me. Like for a while, I want to say like for a good year or two, I wasn't really sewing that much. Like I would sew stuff when I needed to fix some pants or fix a shirt or something like that, but I wasn't sewing that much. And sewing is my first love. That's how I got into crafts back in 2012, by sewing, because I wanted to alter my clothes that I would buy from the mall, because when I would go out, I wanted to make sure I had on something different. You know what I'm saying? And so I started altering my clothes. I would take clothes apart at the seam and alter them like that, or I would use my clothes and purchase fabric to use it as a pattern and trace it onto that fabric. And I'm going to do some tutorials on that, showing you how I like to make my own leggings as well. But I feel you, like it switches up for me. One minute I'm doing patches, the next minute I'm doing working with rhinestones, the next minute I'm sewing. It's, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It changes. Oh, you need a template for the sleep mask? Okay. Yeah, and actually I have it right here. I'm gonna have to scan it and put it on PDF, and then I can send it out. And I'll put it in the Google Drive, and I'll also put it in the Facebook group once I have it for you, but no problem at all. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start ironing this. And I'm just lining it up, right sides together. So that will be the wrong side. And I'm just gonna fold it together so the right sides are together. What other projects are y'all working on or getting into? All right. And again, this step is optional. I just like to iron mine. It just makes the process a little bit easier for me. And I don't have to worry about using a bunch of clips. Thank you, Merlinda. Let's see. Marshall, you got me with the sequins though. I want to do, yeah, and it's sequence is easy to work with. It's just a mess. I will give you the heads up there. You're gonna have sequins everywhere. I don't know how, but I had sequins in my bathroom mat. I was just like, okay, this is going a little bit too far. But yeah, sequins is easy to work with. Again, if you're working with a thicker sequence, like the reversible is going to be a little bit thicker, I would say use like a 80-12 needle. Otherwise, just use your standard 75-11 needle and you should be good. I'm trying to do a right chest name, and it's killing me on my single needle. So just, are you lining it up using like a placement marker, like a sticker or something like that, so that way when you hoop it up you'll know exactly, kind of just feel where the bottom part of the hoop is, and then place that top part of the hoop. And there are magnetic hoops as well. Let me grab it. So for your single needle machine, like this is a 5x7. This is I believe it's a snap hoop monster, something like that. But these are really nice too, especially when you're trying to do like left chest designs, things like that. These magnetic hoops come in handy. But just make sure you're marking your placement, your point where you want your design to stitch out, that center point, and then you should be okay. Let me just go through the chat real quick. Beginner sewer, I'm about to bring some hats. Okay. Nice. Let's see. Wanda, I finally started prep for some denim rag quilts for my grandsons. Nice. See, I haven't gotten into quilting yet. And now my blankets, my baby blankets, toddler blankets, yeah, no problem. I can make those all day. Quilting, I'm not quite there yet. I am not quite there yet. But who knows? Maybe I'll try it. Okay, and I'll make sure to link it where you could get it, but you could get it from Sewing Machines Plus. That's where I ordered mine from. I believe they might have them on Amazon as well, but I got mine from Sewing Machines Plus for and just make sure you're getting the right bracket or the right hoop for your machine. Having to convert things to fit my single needle and reposition a hoop gives me a headache. Yeah, I definitely understand. I had 3 single needle embroidery machines. Now I have 2 and plus my Ricoma, but I get it, but just make it work. Just make it work. Take your time. I mean, I know sometimes it can get frustrating, especially when you're using that repositional hoop. You do have to kind of babysit that. so nothing gets stitched together. Or even if you're using your regular 5x7 hoop as well. But just take your time and you'll get more comfortable with it. Okay. And you know, I did not go over the supplies, but I do have them listed in the tutorial I did on Wednesday. So you're going to need your fabric, some elastic. I like to use 1/2 inch because my fabric is about 2 1/4, 2 inches. Yeah, 2.25. I cut this one at. And then once I sew it, it'll be the size that I need. I'll trim it down so it can fit the hardware perfectly, because you don't want like the fabric hanging off the sides of the scrunchie. Not a good look, especially if you're going to be selling these. These are really popular at craft fairs too. So that's another item that you can add to the craft fair list. So, and you can sell these for like $5 and they go pretty quick at craft fairs. But your fabric, elastic, 1/2 inch, either some pliers or a rivet press. I got this rivet press from Cam Snaps. You don't necessarily need that, but it does come in handy for a lot of other projects that I like to work on. So that is the reason that I purchased it. A lot of bag makers use rivet presses as well. But again, I got that from Cam Snaps, or you could just get the pliers from Amazon. It comes with the pliers as well as some hardware for your key fob. And I want to say it's like $15 for a whole set. So it's definitely worth it. And I'm going to use this little tool when I need to turn this in right side out, because I still can't find my little thing. I can't even think of the name of it, but you just slide it in and it like flips the fabric out for you. I don't know what I did with it. I was looking for it the other day. I can't find it. I give up. Oh, Bling has. That's what I was thinking you were saying. But yeah. Okay, so we have our piece of cotton, our scrunchie already pressed. So I'm going to switch the cameras and we're going to go over to the machine so we can go ahead, and I'm just going to do a straight stitch all the way down. And let me switch over to my Juki. Oops, I just moved the camera. Give me a sec. Okay, there we go. All right, and so I'm just going, and it really for this, it doesn't matter as far as the colored thread, because you're going to be turning it inside out, so you're not going to be able to see the thread anyways. And I'm just using my guide here on my machine to line it up where I need it to be. And I'm going to go right on that 1/4 line. And for anyone that's starting out with sewing, let me just remind you to keep your eye on your fabric and making sure that it is lined up. Don't keep your eye on the needle. When I first started sewing, I was watching the needle, like the needle was going to move or go somewhere. Keep your eye on your fabric and making sure that it is lined up. All right, and let me get my foot here. And I will check out the chat once I get back over there. And first we're going to go ahead and do a forward stitch, back stitch, so we can lock in our stitch, and then we'll go ahead and stitch straight down. And again, just keeping your eye on your guide there. And once I get to the end, I'm going to do the same thing, forward stitch, back stitch, so we can lock in that stitch. And then I'll go ahead and cut my thread, and I just dropped. And that's what it should look like. you should have just a straight stitch going all the way down. All right, so I'm gonna go back over to the table and switch the view. All right. Hey, Sharon, how are you? Let me grab some scissors. All right, and this part isn't mandatory. That's just a me thing, I guess, but I'm gonna just kind of trim down the extra thread, but don't get too close where you end up cutting your thread. Thank you, sis. Yeah, I moved my garbage can. I've been moving all kind of stuff around in here over the last couple weeks, and now I got to get another pegboard that I'm going to put on the wall where my mighty hoops are, because I just got a whole bunch of embroidery thread that I need to take out the box and start using. And again, this step is optional. You can just go ahead and start turning your scrunchie inside out, or right side out, I mean, without cutting this down. Design by Now Art, how are you? Did it, Kim? Okay. What you saying? You want to join the live? We'll do it next time. We'll do it next time. Okay, so this is going to be the part. I'm going to have a seat for this because it's going to take a second, because I ain't got my other little handy dandy tool. And so you just want to start turning it. I'm going to turn it inside or right side out, and then I'll start using my tool to maneuver the fabric through. I know, Shantae, that's what I was like. Oh. So I'm using this little tool. I'm using the rounded end. I'm not using the sharp end, because if you use something that is sharp, especially doing this, you're most likely going to poke a hole in your fabric. So just be careful. And I'm trying to get mine started. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I did with my little tool either. I'm pretty sure when I'm not looking for it, I'll find it. And I'm pretty sure it's probably in the other room somewhere in one of my bins or something. I just be putting stuff in places thinking like, oh, okay, yep, I'm gonna remember I put it here, and you're right. You haven't looked for your pliers. Use your rivet press, Shantae. If you got the dies for the hardware, the Key Fob hardware dies. And so this is going to be a process. You can use a pin with the top on if you don't have like some type of tool like this that you can use. But yeah, I'm going to add that to my Amazon cart like expeditiously, because this is kind of moving slowly but surely. But yeah, it would be so much easier because you just put the tool in there, and you just like, it comes out the other end, and it's just like so fast. Oh, okay, Kim. We'll schedule it for another time, next week or the following week. We'll talk and work it out. Exactly, Merlinda. That always happens, especially with me. I'm always changing my rooms around or moving stuff, trying to make room for more stuff. And then I'm like, where did I put this or that? Yeah, happens at pretty much every, I don't want to say every day, but it happens a lot. y'all. So this is going to take the longest. And then the next steps, oh, I forgot to turn off my iron. I don't need that anymore. But yeah, this is going to take the longest, turning this thing inside out, or right side out. But once you get past this part, you're basically done. You just have to do a top stitch and then put your hardware on. All right. Okay, we are halfway there. Yeah, the struggle is real. And I did find my drawstring tool though. So I thought it would be in the same place, but obviously not. But yeah. And I am trying to be careful because even though I'm using a dull end of this tool, I don't want to poke a hole through my fabric and have to start over. Because I have done that many, many times. Hey, Boyd Apparel, how are you doing? Thank you. Designs by, is it Nova Art? Hold on, I ain't got on my glasses. But thank you. Yeah, I try to keep it clean. Especially once I'm finished, even if I'm just doing filming content or working on orders or working on new designs, I try to clean up because I like to come into my craft room like the next day, like tomorrow when I come in here, I like to come in here and it's fresh, it's clean. I don't have stuff all over the place. But then I have those days where I'm like, yeah, I'll take care of that tomorrow. But overall, I try to keep it organized, keep it clean as good as I can. Oh, Tianda, okay. At Nova Art. Okay, we're halfway there, y'all. Halfway. There we go. I got it, I think. Yay! I got it. Finally. It only took me like a good 10 minutes. Okay. Shantae, you still with me? You still working on yours? All right. So that is what it's going to look like once you turn it right side out. And I believe on the video I did Wednesday, I did link the tool to turn these inside out, much easier than what you just seen me do. And I want to say it's less than $10. So it's definitely a good investment, something to have. Put it somewhere where you'll be able to find it, unlike myself. And so this is 20 inches. Let's see. Yep, 20 inches. So I'm going to cut my elastic 12 inches. I mean 10 inches, sorry. So whatever the length of your scrunchie is, cut your elastic half of that length. Oh, you're using a pen? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at 10 inches. I'm going to just use this here and set that off to the side. And I'm going to use a safety pin and I'm going to grab a couple of my Wonder clips. So I'm going to go ahead and use a safety pin and clip it on here to feed it through the channel. And then next we'll do our top stitch. And Shantae, I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna just take my time and feed this through and chat with y'all. Bye two. Yes, yes. That's definitely what I need to do. Buy two and just put them in two different places so I can lose it twice. But what I'll do, I'm gonna like put it on my pegboard back here. That way I can't lose it. And I'm gonna just feed this through my channel here. And I'm just gonna put a clip on the end just so it doesn't accidentally just go all the way into the channel. I probably do already have two, Marshall, and probably I lost both of them. But once you have the tool, you have this process down, you'll be able to make these in no time. Like you'll be making them with your eyes closed. Like these are very, very simple to make. I'm right behind you. Okay. All right. Oh no, I did what I said I was not trying to do. That's why I put that clip on there. So it doesn't go off in there. And I just let it go. And now I'm trying to pull it out. Okay. Yeah, I'm having all kind of issues today. Okay, let me get this back out. Okay, there we go. And then what I'm going to do is just clip this and while I work on this. Another thing you could do as well, you can clip this like to your clothes, your pants, or, you know, whatever, while you're pulling this through also. All right. And I'm just going to line it up right at the top of the fabric here and then clip it. Because then we're just going to be doing a top stitch. And then I'm going to take my pin off of here. And then do the same thing. Just line it up right at the top, and then I'll go ahead and clip it. Now, what I like to do is just do a stitch on one end and then take it and do a stitch across. I like to do a few stitches. So I'll do a forward stitch, back stitch, and another forward stitch just to make sure it's secure. Even though we're going to be putting the hardware on, I still want to make sure that the elastic, the fabric, everything is secure, especially that elastic is secure on that fabric. And then I want to make sure when I do stitch it, where my seam is, I want to have that on the inside. So I want to make sure that I put it the right way. So I'm going to put that seam together. And then we'll switch and go over to the machine so we can do our top stitch. And then we will, I need to grab my glue as well. Then we'll put our hardware on. Let me grab, I don't know what I do with my glue now, y'all. I'm losing everything. Oh, I know where it is, in the other room. So I'll just use some Fabric Fusion for now. All right, so let me switch the camera view and we'll go back over to the Juki and get this stitch together. All right, and I move the camera again. There we go. Okay, so you see how I have it clipped. I have those two ends. I have the elastic right up to the top of that. And so I'm just going to kind of smooth this out. And then I'm going to do a stitch here. Just a forward and a back stitch just to secure the elastic in here. All right, and then I'm just cut away these extra threads. So it'll look like that. And you want to make sure that you did stitch your elastic to the fabric. So I like to go just a little bit below where that top of the fabric. So, and then now I'm going to do the same with the other side. Now you don't necessarily have to stitch it. You can just put it together and stitch it. But again, I just want to make sure that it is secure. So I'm going to go ahead and just stitch across really quick and then stitch it together, both ends together. All right. And so your ends will look like that. And I'm just cut this down a little bit. So that's how they should look. And then again, you want to see where your seam is. So my seam is right here. So I'm going to make sure that I fold it together. So that seam should be in the middle of your scrunchie. And then you just want to line your ends up. And then we're just going to stitch back and forth a couple times just to secure everything together. And I'm going to go just below that original stitch line that I did. Ooh, let me turn this bad boy down. Hold on. One thing about this Yugi, I love it. It is crazy fast, but yeah. And again, you see how I'm just hitting my back stitch and then sewing forward. And then when I get to the end, I'll go ahead and just cut my threads and it's gonna look like that. And so next we're gonna put our key fob hardware. I'm gonna just cut this thread down. And then go back over to the table. All right. So that is what we're looking like right now. Let me check out the comments. Okay, Sharon, I use a long crochet needle with an attached chopstick. Oh, okay. It works for me to help me pull my material through. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to try that. I did not think about that at all. Thank you for that tip. And I'm gonna just trim this down just a little bit. Not mandatory, but you also don't want to cut your stitches either. And so this is what we're looking like right now. And then we'll grab our hardware and we'll grab our pliers so we can, and our glue, so we can go ahead and get that on there. Oh, and let me switch the view. My bad. So let me show that again. So that's what we're looking like right now. Thank you, Kim. Can you text that to me? Because you know I'll forget. But yes, thank you for that. Kim does crocheting, knitting. Like, in my mind, they're the same, but I know that they're not. But yeah, Kim does, I believe, both. All right, so let me go ahead. And then what I like to do is take my key fob hardware and put some glue on one side, and then right between the teeth on the other side, I'll just put a dot in there. Do not use a lot of glue because then once you press it, it's just gonna come all off the sides and it's gonna look a mess. So don't put too much glue on there. You already know, Kim. You know I wasn't gonna remember that. I need you to text me that, or I'm gonna call you next time I go to Michael's and be like, "Yeah, what did you say it was called?" Yeah, they did recently open a location in Dallas. And it is the same by the same owners. They're affiliated with the LA store. So the Dallas and the LA store are affiliated. There's another store on the East Coast. I want to say, is it just the East, that one? Maybe another one. But the two, the LA and the Dallas, are affiliated with each other. The one on the East Coast is not affiliated with the Dallas or the LA store. Both, but mainly crochet. Okay. Okay. I'm just like, I see those needles and all that. I'm just like, I don't know if it's knitting or crochet, but hey, it all turns out cute. I love a lot of the crochet patterns and designs that I see a lot of people doing. Kim was making a whole baby hat on live, just looking at the chat, talking. And I'm like, you ain't worried about missing a loop or a hole or a hoop or whatever it is called. I would have been to mess something up. Right about the glue. Exactly. Oh, I did it before too. Like, let me make sure this is secure. And yeah, I press. I think I still have some glue from that accident on my rivet press on the die on there because I used too much. Lesson learned. Once you do it once, Merlinda, you will not do it again. Trust me. Been there, done that. And this is just a fabric fuse that I'm using. Normally I use liquid fusion, or you can pretty much use any type of glue that you have that will work for you. And I'm gonna put my hardware in the pliers, but I'm not gonna press down on it. I'm just hold it in place in this way so I can line up the keychain and make sure it's in there even before I press it together, because you don't just want to press it and then it's all on there crooked. Now you can ply this hardware off. It takes some work and it could potentially damage your fabric, so just make sure you have it on there where you need it. You ain't never lied. I go in Michael's, I'm like, okay, I just need to grab a t-shirt, or I just need to grab X, Y, and Z. And then I get to the register, and it'd be like $110.32. I'm like, I just came in here for some ribbon. Like, how did that even happen? And then you just want to go ahead and take it around and, adjust your fabric. And it's as simple as that. As simple as that. And if I would have had my tool instead of using this, it would have got done much quicker than this. But yes, I need to stay out of Michael's. But they always, when I say I'm going to stay out of there, and then I get that email like, you have a $10 voucher, get an extra 20% off your online order. So then I'm like, oh, I ain't even got to go to the store. I could just order online and get a additional 20% off. So yeah, that's my problem, are the coupons. Maybe I need to block them on my email so they can't send me anything else. Okay, yep, in Georgia. That's right. That's right. Right. Soon as you go in there, it's like, okay, I try to have tunnel vision. Like, I'm just coming in here. I'm not looking at anything else. I'm not looking at anything that's on sale. I'm just going to go to aisle 58. Don't judge me. Yes, I know the aisle numbers, but I'm going to go to this aisle and get what I need, and I'm going to check out. I'm not even going to grab a cart, because if I grab a cart, then I'm going to have to put things in the cart. I'm going to have to fill it up, right? So if I just don't have a cart, but then I walk around and I have a whole bunch of stuff like this in my hands, so it kind of defeats the purpose. Yes, Michael's. It's my weakness. And it's like I have all three craft stores right by me. Like, I could walk from Joann's to Hobby Lobby to Michael's. Yeah, that's dangerous. Let's see. There were two. Oh, my total. Yeah, it's like, how did it even add up to this much? Then I started looking and trying to calculate everything in my head, even though it's right there on the screen. Like, where did I go wrong? Like, why? Yes. Yeah, I go there that much. I go there that much. I know the aisle numbers. I know the t-shirts that I need is aisle 78. I know the Cricut stuff is on aisle 13. My ribbon is like aisle 54. Is it 54 or 56? Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I know. The life of a crafter, right? And let me just tell you, I did go back and get some more ribbon, even though I said I wasn't going to go back and get no more ribbon, but it was still on sale in my defense. And let me show you, I even finally found a ribbon rack. Let me move this out the way. Let me get this from over here. And this is a really nice rack. So, yeah, I went back. I went back, but I found this on Amazon. I want to say it was like $12, but they're stackable. So I actually got it for these ribbons that I use for my taggy blankets, but I need to get one too for my bigger ribbons that I use for the tutus, the larger ribbons. Uni, hey, what's going on with you? I brought stuff for projects happening. Tell me about it. But the way I think of it, Uni, is we're going to use it sooner or later. So, and when we got it, it was probably a good deal, right? So technically, you saved yourself some money in the long run. You got to look at it like that. Yeah, Shantae, you already know. Like, all the stores. I could walk there from home if I wanted to. If I wanted to take a nice little scroll, I could easily walk there. You know what? And that would probably limit me from buying a lot of stuff because then I'm gonna have to walk back home, and I know I'm not gonna want to walk back home with all those bags. Thank you, Shantae. How did yours turn out? Or are you finishing up on yours? Don't judge me, Kim. Yes, the rack is very useful. I'll just say it. And, I was getting more ribbons, so I needed somewhere to put it because my other room where I showed y'all where I got my tutu, all my fabric, and then on that top shelf, I just putting that ribbon up there any kind of way. So I need to organize that. Yes, Uni. I like the rhinestone containers that you were making. I'm gonna have to hit you up for one of those. I like that. Like it was like a shaker that you made. That was really, really nice. You are. I think we all do that just because we see it as a deal. As a crafter, business owner, whatever, we see it as a deal. Whereas the average person that does not craft does not understand our logic. That's the way I look at it. So just use that for your excuse next time. It's okay. Yeah, you are very much welcome. Shantae. I finish is good. Okay. I know, right? And I know the Vegas Valley Winery. I don't know if you've ever done their craft fairs. I like to do those because usually I do pretty good at that one. So this year when I do it, because they have it in spring and then around the holidays. So when they do the spring one, I'm going to add these to what I'm selling there. just because a lot of craft fairs here, people be wanting deals. They be wanting inexpensive stuff. So it's like me making a bling tumbler and trying to sell it for $100 ain't gonna happen. So I try to make like little trinkets, patches, keychains, little small stuff like that. Usually do good at the craft fairs when I do them here. Oh, do you? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one. I think you posted that on TikTok, Uni. I'm gonna definitely have to get one of those. I like that. Only thing I didn't put my seam in the middle. Yeah, I think this one that I did. The seam is on the outside, but you can't even see it once you like scrunch it up, unless you know you were just looking for the seam. But excuse me. But I've done that many a times. But yeah, once you get going, I normally like to just cut all my fabric depending on how many I'm making at a time. I'll just go ahead and cut my fabric, iron my fabric, and then I'll just go to the machine and just one after the other, one after the other, just keep going like a whole little assembly line. And what other projects are y'all working on? I do have a premiere video that will be this Wednesday, and it's going to show you, I don't have that bookmark in here, how to make the corner bookmark, which is also going to be a beginner friendly sewing project. So I'm gonna do the bookmark one, and then on our next live, let me know which project y'all would like to do live, so we can do another sew along if you would like, or if you like to do some embroidery, we could do that as well, or some digitizing, whatever. So Wednesday, that video is already posted. So just make sure you got your notification on. So it'll be a live chat. You can ask any questions. And then I have some more videos that I need to edit for the following week. My husband said again, go to the corner. Yeah, at this point, I guess it depends. If Charles wants me to make him something, he's gonna come with me. And or when he asks me, like, you need something from Michael's, and I'm like, no, yes. Like, of course, I don't need anything, but I can find something. Like, that's a setup right there. You even asking me that question, he know I'm not gonna say, nah, I'm good. Hey, you want to go? So do I. Okay, yeah, it's over in the what do they call that? The little beer district or whatever, off of Sunset and Eastgate. So it's just off of Sunset and Gibson. And it's over like where a bunch of almost factories and businesses are. But yeah, they have the craft fairs twice a year. And then they also have like on the weekends live music and stuff in there. So it's pretty nice place. Like, for real. I'm like, dude, did you just ask me if I want to go to Michael's or if I need it? No, he'll say, do you need anything from Michael's? That's a whole setup because I'm going to find something regardless. Linda, hey, how are you doing today? So we just finished up our project. We made the Scrunchie Keychains. And so I'll make sure to have all the supplies linked below, or I'll tag the video that I did Wednesday. It has all the supplies in the description box there too. Went to Joann's and Michael's and acted a whole fool. Oh, when Joann's was having a sale on their minky fabric, I think I cleared them out. Yeah, I tried to leave like a yard for the next person, right? But yeah, by the time I got done with their sale, plus I was able to get an additional 20% off. Plus, they didn't have certain because I was ordering like 8 yards at a time. So the store didn't have all of my orders. So I called customer service and they honored the price. So I was getting my Minky fabric for like $5 a yard. I was like, dang, I should have ordered more. But yeah, Joann's will get you in trouble too, real fast with that fabric. And then it's like you go in there for fabric or something, and then I end up buying like wax melts, candles. I'll end up just buying a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't even come in there for. Thank you, Merlinda. Yes, you guys, please make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do weekly tutorials and go live at least every other week. I'm going to try to get back to going live every Sunday so we can do some more projects and so I can chat and hang out with y'all. I need to get into, yeah, the Minky blankets. It's like my business has started to shift from adults to kids, and it was kind of on accident, honestly, because I had some local customers that reached out to me. A lady that I did some embroidery for her in the past, and she asked me if I could make one. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And then I posted it. And I posted it on the Nextdoor app, and then I started posting it across my other socials, and people were reaching out. And I hadn't had it on my website at that point. And people were like, well, how can I order? And I was just like, oh, okay, well, let me go ahead and add this to the website. And then I had some more local customers that ordered the Minkies and like, well, can you make kids shirts? Can you embroider on bibs? Can you do this? Can you do that? And so I'm like, hey, sure. So sometimes you just have to kind of go with, I guess, the flow or the direction that your customers are, or what your customers are wanting when it comes to your business. Because if I would have said, no, I only do adult sweatshirts or t-shirts or hats, that would have been money I would have left on the table. So yeah, my business has definitely started to shift, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I love making kids stuff. I'm kind of glad those stores. Yeah, Kim, you know you would be in trouble. You already know. Man, yeah, that would be the only thing about, and I was thinking about that, especially, us planning to relocate eventually. And I'm just like, okay, but I'm gonna need this store, I'm gonna need that store. Like, do they have these stores? And then, yeah, to get that stuff shipped to you, especially where you're at, Kim, I'm sure it's a nice little penny. Even if most of them won't even ship to you there, will they, on the island? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shantae. Let's see. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody's comments. But yeah, y'all, Joann's and Michael's is dangerous. It's like, what if they just made like one big mega Joann's and Michael stores? That would be all bad. It would be good, but all bad for us. Like, that would be really nice. All right, y'all. So that was our project for today. I'm going to be getting off of here so I can eat, clean up, and then get ready for work, the work week. And I will make sure to get the eye mask template. And actually, we can do this one next Sunday if you guys want to make your own eye mask. And I'll link the supplies below. Really, you just need your fabric, your sewing machine, some elastic, and I think that's it. These are pretty simple to make too. So if you want to do this next live, we'll do that. But I'll get this scanned in put into a PDF so you can go ahead and print it out and have your own pattern to make the eye mask. Nobody ships here from the States. Oh, but some California. Oh, okay. Yeah, unless you had it shipped to me and then I ship it to you. That's an option. But then that could get you in trouble. As much as I stay in Michael's, even though I say I'm going to stay out of Michael's, there was no sequins material left at Joann's. Really? Oh my gosh. And see, when I go down to the garment district, a lot of those stores, they don't have websites. And a lot of times I'll ask them, like, do you have a website? And a lot of the fabric stores don't. They just, that's their business. They go down there, they open up, 6 days a week. And that's that. Because usually most of the shops are closed down there on Sunday. But the shops that I have been going to for years now, I've actually exchanged information with like some of the owners. So when I need something, they'll FaceTime with me and walk me through the store on FaceTime. And I'm like, okay, I want that. Nope, I want that. Go to the left. Like that's how I've been ordering when I can't get there. I've just made sure when I go there, I build those connections with those owners there. So that way I can still get my fabric without having to go to Cali. But I'm always down for a Cali trip. But that's wild. I didn't even look for any sequins fabric the last time I was at Joann's. I was just like, I need to get this Minky fabric because Minky fabric is expensive. Minky fabric is expensive. That's why the price of the blankets are what they are, just because of the fabric alone is not cheap. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't have any sequins fabric. I wonder if they're going to restock because so many Joann's now are closing. I know they're closing the Joann's here in northern Nevada. I want to say like around the Reno area, but that's like 8 hours from here. But the two here in Vegas are still going to be open. It's not on the chopping block, at least not yet. And they have some sales, but I feel like they marked up their prices and then put them on sale. Because I'm like, okay, this wasn't that price like 2 months ago. You can find a lucky. Okay, I will email me and I'll make sure to send it to you. Email me in your file format that you need and I'll send it to you. Let me find where my email is. There it is, allthingssean@gmail.com. So just email me and I'll send it to you. Let me go back to the chat. Yours is, yeah, a lot of people I know said theirs is closing. I know the ones back home in Wisconsin, my friends that I talked to, they said that Joann's there is closing. I'm just like, man. And I'm just like, this is kind of like a repeat of Hancock Fabrics. I don't know how many of y'all remember Hancock Fabrics. What was that, like back in 2012, 2013 or something like that, when Hancock Fabrics went out of business, and they had some nice fabric and good prices. Oh, they had black, gold, and silver at our Hobby Lobby. Oh, okay. So Hobby Lobby is probably another place you can try and look for the sequins fabric. I thought all of that changed after the hearing on Friday. They were bought by a liquidator. Oh, and they're all supposed to close by May. Oh yeah, it's about to go down. Let me see a store closing sign outside of Joann's. It's going down. I'm gonna rack up. I wonder if they're gonna put like their machines on sale, their sewing machines, and like I need another sewing machine, but I mean, who can have a back? I mean, what's wrong with having a backup, right? Oh, okay. You went there and got those colors. Yeah, Marsha, I loved Hancock Fabrics. Like that was back in the day, and they had some nice fabrics. And it's like the fabric stores. Well, Shantae has been telling me about some of the local fabric stores that I didn't even know about. But the one, Hetty's Fabric, Shantae, I don't know if you've been there on Charleston, and it's right off of Decatur. But they fabric, her sequence is high. I want to say it's like $19-20 a yard. But the same place I get mine from in the Garment District, that's where she gets hers from. And she marks it up like crazy. So I was like, hey, do what you got to do. But next time I go in there, I'm going to be like, I know where you're getting your fabric from while you overcharging. But, you know, she got to make her money back. I was just talking about Hancock fabrics. Yeah, they had some nice fabrics. I really like them. And that was like around the time that I just started getting into sewing, crafting, and all that stuff. And then they were gone. I was like, for real? But then, you know, Joann's has always been there. And now Joann's is gone. And our Michaels here, or the one by me, they started selling fabric, but I'm just like, mm-mm. Now, they did have, I forget what kind of fabric it was. They did have some cute fabric that I seen when I was in there, and the price point wasn't that bad, but I'm just like, Michael selling fabric, and maybe they're doing it because Joann's is closing. Because, yeah, once they filed that second bankruptcy, I was like, yeah, it's a wrap. It's over for Joann's. Like 2 bankruptcies in 1 year, it's over. But my question is, what they've been doing with my money? Because that should at least pay the rent for a few months, all the money I spent in there. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Nope, they are not. Yeah, they're not even doing gift cards anymore, because my husband tried to get me a gift card for Joann's, and even though the ones here aren't closing, you know, right away, or whenever they're going to be closing, they were like, no, because they don't want to have people with gift cards that still have balances on them and they can't use them anymore, which makes sense. But I'm like, if they're still open, but you know, some people keep gift cards forever. Me being one of those people, I be forgetting I have gift cards, and yeah, it'll just be sitting there and then eventually expire. That's crazy though. The liquidators want to get as much money out. Yeah. So they would probably hold off. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. There probably certain products, because I got a coupon or email, and I was looking, because I was looking at the laser machine, the, I forgot what it's called, Glow Forge or something like that. I was looking at that, and I put it in my cart, and then I tried to use a coupon. And it was like, nah, this item is not eligible. I was like, well, why y'all send me the coupon saying on anything in the store? I should have called customer service and been like, hey, your email says this, but your website is telling me this. They rebranded from Hancock Fabrics to just Hancock. Oh, okay. Then they closed in a year. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I liked Hancock Fabrics. They had a nice selection. And especially when I started sewing, I was sewing with a lot of like spandex fabric. Like it'll be like 95%, or was it 95%? I think so. And because I was doing a lot of leggings then, and they had some beautiful prints there. And so that's how I started. And actually, I came to find out years later that I learned how to sew the hard way, because I guess to me it wasn't hard, but people say you shouldn't start with stretch or spandex fabric, because it shifts, it can move, where you should start with cotton fabric. I just wanted to make some leggings. I wasn't trying to hear none of that. And well, I guess it just made me a better sewist. They had some black and white photocopy sign taped on certain items for 25% off today. Oh, okay. See, now, Shantae, I gotta go to Joann's. So it's like I'm trading Michael's for Joann's. I feel like I'm cheating because, yeah, I'm gonna go there this week and see. I'll probably stop there tomorrow on my way home from work and see what they got. But when I looked online, because I'm an online shopper, especially at like 11 o'clock at night, I was looking on there and some of the stuff, just some of the prices, like I said, I feel like they're marking up the prices and then putting a discount on them, like you say, to try and get as much money as possible. See, exactly, Kim, exactly. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was just like, I went on Marketplace, found a embroidery machine at a local pawn shop, and it was like new in the box. So I was like, okay. And it was only like $100. And that my Sinker Stylist, my other sewing machine, had it all this time, no issues. And that's how I started. And I just started, I would take my like current clothes that I have, my leggings or whatever, and I would use that on some pattern paper, and that would be my pattern. And then I would lay it down on my fabric, cut it, take it to the sewing machine, good to go. But yeah, I taught myself the hard way because at that time, I want to say 2011, 2012, I wasn't really watching. Was YouTube even around? I'm sure it was, but I wasn't watching it. It was trial and error for me. And now I'm like, all these tutorials that's out there. Like, where was y'all at when I needed the help? But yeah, I definitely started the wrong way. But at the same time, I think it made me better and I was able to grasp that pretty easily. And then I started working with other fabrics because yeah, I was strictly just working with spandex for a long time, a long time. How did you get started with embroidery? I got started with embroidery. What was that? 2018, 2019, 2018. I bought a Singer embroidery machine because I love my Singer sewing machine so much. I was like, okay, well, I love the Singer brand and bought a Singer embroidery machine. And that's how I started. It was just, I think it was kind of, I was looking at like a extension of sewing, like, okay, I pretty much learned it. Now, I'm not an expert at sewing, but I learned what I wanted to learn, what I need to know, and make the things that I like to make. And so I was like, okay, maybe I should look at embroidery. And a friend of mine's, her mother has been sewing and embroidering since like we were little kids. And she had posted something on Facebook that she had embroidered, and that is what really sparked the thought like, maybe I should look into embroidery, not knowing anything about embroidery, stabilizers, thread weights, needle, well, I knew about needles from sewing, but not like with embroidery, certain needles and certain fabrics and hats and, doing all that. And so that's how I got into it. And so I bought the Singer machine and started practicing with it, started dabbling in it a little bit here and there, but I was still doing more sewing. But at the same time, I started working with rhinestones, and then I started selling rhinestones, and I kind of put sewing and embroidery on the back burner a little bit. I would dabble in it here and there. And then I was, doing the rhinestones, doing other stuff. And then when we moved from our previous house to where we're at now, the movers dropped it and broke it. And at that time, I was just like, okay, I'll get one later. I'll get one at another time because it wasn't something I was doing every day or even every week at that time, but I had started to get more comfortable with it. And so that's how I got into it. And then I started getting back into it. What was it? 2022, I think. And that's when I got the PE 535. And then I got, from there, I ended up getting a PE 800. And then I got the Viking Designer Royal. And then I sold my PE 800 and got the PE 900. And then I did a giveaway and gave away the PE 535. And then I got the Ricoma. So it's just kind of, I've just progressed, because at first I was like, okay, I had the 4x4 hoop, then I wanted the 5x7 hoop. And then the Viking has like the 14x13 hoop. And then I was like, okay, I need more needles. And then got the Ricoma. So it was a progression, but that overall, to sum it all up, that's how I got into embroidery. 2012. Oh, YouTube was a baby, not the university like it is now. Yeah, when did I even really start? Yeah, I want to say 2013, 2014, maybe. Because there was, at the time, I was following like what was her name? Mimi G. She did a lot of sewing. There's another lady, Misha, that I would watch, and Mimi G was more so working with patterns, and that wasn't what I wanted to do. I did not like working with patterns. I tried it a couple times. I was like, no, I'll just make my own. But then I found the other channel, Misha, and she was doing what I was doing already. She was using her clothes to make new items. And then that's when I also learned about the garment district through her videos, because she was going to downtown LA because she lived in Los Angeles, and she would buy her fabric from there. And I was like, oh, I need to go down there. And yeah, now I can't stay away from the garment district. But yeah, it's definitely YouTube University. Yeah, you could get on here now and just type in the search bar, and there's going to be probably 50 tutorials, probably 100 plus tutorials on how to do X, Y, and Z. So that's a good thing now that, people have those tutorials that they can watch. Would you recommend a single needle? If so, which? If you're just starting out, you're brand new to embroidery, I would recommend a brother machine, because they're very user friendly, very little maintenance. The only thing you have to do is take off the plate, clean off the bobbin area where the bobbin case is. So I would definitely recommend a brother machine. I would say start, if you can, get a PE 900, but that price point right now, I want to say, is about 1,000 to 1,100. If you're looking for something with a more cost-effective option, I would say do like, if not the PE 535, I want to say, is it the SE 700, something like that? But I would definitely say look at brother embroidery machines, because the price points are good. They're really good, durable, long-lasting machines. And you can really learn the ins and outs of embroidery using that machine if you want to start off with a single needle machine. You have the 535? Yeah, I loved my 535. I love that machine. No issues at all. My PE 900, no issues at all. My Viking machines run forever. Viking machines are like having a Toyota for a car. Those machines run forever. And the Viking that I got is also a combo machine, so it's sewing and embroidery. But I love my PE5. I love my brother machines, period. Not just a embroidery machine, but my serger, no issues with that machine either. I'm still cutting and sewing. I'll tell you how many I make by the time I go to work at 10 p.m. Are you making them for gifts, Shantae? But yeah, once you start these, you can't stop. And the bookmarks that I'm going to show you on Wednesday, I mean, most of my books are digital. They're on my tablet. But like as far as the books that I was using, especially to learn Spanish with, or as I'm going through my Spanish learning journey, I wanted some physical books that I can write on versus my tablet. And so yeah, those little bookmarks, those are really fun. So that's going to be another project. Yeah, Kim. I was so sad. That was so sad. And I believe she had left him, and yeah, he did that to her. And she was so talented. When I tell y'all, Misha, she's talking about Misha, that was on YouTube, and she was like basically one of the early YouTubers on top of that. And she just shared her knowledge. She was very talented. And yeah, unfortunately, that happened to her, especially as she was growing, because she was making all kind of stuff. I learned a lot from her. A lot, like especially like the skirts, like the pencil skirts with the fringes on the side. Like I was making all that stuff because of her. Yeah, she was super talented. Um, yes, I have classes every day that ends in why for all different things. Um, Oh, all of those are good. All of those are good machines. The P900, the SE2000, the NQ 1700 or 17, yeah, 1700. Those are all good machines. I like the when I went from the PE800 to the PE900, the only difference was the PE900 cuts the jump threads. And they had a sale in me once I knew that. But I believe all of the ones that you have listed here, all of those cut jump stitches. So that was my main thing, because I was doing a lot of patches, and when you're have a single needle and you're having to switch out colors, you don't want to keep cutting all those threads or having to go back and clean it up and cut all those threads. So yeah, any one of those machines would be a good beginner friendly machine for you. I agree. I have pretty much the same path as you. I love my brother machines. Yeah, it's like I still use my brother machines, like or my brother machine. I have one now, but I still use my brother machine on a regular. Sometimes when I'm making the Miki blankets, I like that I can have that machine, this machine, my Ricoma going, as well as my brother machine, so I can get things done faster. I like the fact the repositional hoop, because I know people feel limited, but those repositional hoops come in handy, especially if you have a digitizer or you purchase your split designs or whatever the case may be. So that's always an option if you want to go bigger than that 5x7 hoop. Well, at least on the PE 900. I don't know the embroidery area on the other two, the NQ 1700 and the SE 2000. But either way, those are all good options. Mm, yes, I make them for for your patients. Okay, kids and teens. I work. Oh, okay, pediatrics. Nice. I already know they're going to chase me down. Oh, that is sweet of you, Shantae. That is really nice. You're welcome. Yeah, if you have any more questions, just let me know. Okay, but for real this time, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here so I could go eat, clean up, and yeah, I gotta print out some orders too. And I think that's all I gotta do. And I'll make sure to get the IMAS template. I'll send that out, put that in the Google Drive. I will put it on the community tab. I will put it in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, it's on my link tree. I'll have it's linked below in the description box. So definitely join the Facebook group. We have a lot of amazing and talented people in there that help each other, answer questions, share their work. So it is a good, positive space for like-minded individuals. Um, Only the 17. Oh, it has the 6x10. Okay, the rest only have. Yeah, so it depends on what you want to make, but you also kind of don't just think about the now, think about like 6 months from now, think about a year from now. Like, okay, if you say you just want to focus on patches, okay, a year from now, do you think you still will only want to do patches, or will you want to add on? So definitely think about that as you're considering which machine to get and which hoop size, but don't feel like you need to break the bank for a machine. You can always upgrade because embroidery machines hold their value, especially nowadays. I put my PE 800 on Marketplace and it sold within 2 days. Quick. Like somebody grabbed that machine quick. So they definitely hold their value. So if you feel like maybe you're outgrowing a machine, you can sell that machine, use that money and apply it to another machine down the line. So keep that in mind. You are welcome, Marshall. Good night, Kim, Shantae. Thank you, everybody, for joining the live. If you do have any questions, drop them below in the chat. Otherwise, I'll see you in the live chat Wednesday for that premiere video. And then I will be seeing you on the next live next week. So we're probably going to be making the eye mask, but I'll make sure to drop the details in the Facebook group. So everybody have a good night. I hope you all have an amazing week. And I look forward to seeing you in the live chat on Wednesday. Bye, y'all.